Yeah, welcome to this broadcast. As usual, please give me a short notice that I'm really live. Yeah, it happened recently again that I wasn't. So, yeah, welcome to this broadcast. I hope you had a good Monday so far. I definitely had. I've just returned from a family birthday party and I had so much dinner that I feel like not playing chess, but okay, let's try what I can do with this. Yeah, after a couple of non-alcoholic beers. It's no new t-shirt, no. It's just what I wore to that birthday party. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Having black against the dark passenger. Okay, I want to try something else. Let's go for the check Benoni. I have to readjust some things here. Some of my window is kind of off here. So let's see. The Latvian again. Yeah, maybe I will play it once. I don't know. We'll see. This is the old Benoni. I recently played that successfully in a game, so I'm kind of curious. He's not moving. Yeah, white has a couple of moves now. Knight f3, bishop e2, bishop d3, knight f3. Yeah, that's his choice. Yeah, I wonder in that game that I recently had, I got in b5 quite surprisingly. I wonder if I should go for that. Or is it the wrong approach? Let's try. Let's see if I can get in b5. Would be nice. The question: do I like to play more as black as or white? Yeah, well, everybody likes white, but I don't mind that much. With black, you have your chances sometimes, well, later in the game. Yeah, that's a bit on the passive side. My position here. I wonder if I can take and play a5. It's a bit of a strange maneuver, but interesting. Someone mentioned a video of mine, some bishop a6. Yeah, I released videos today, but I don't really remember that move. I'm sorry. It's been some time since I recorded that. Yeah, he can take on b6 now. I'm not sure if it is a good idea. It weakens the dark squares quite substantially. Maybe he still should do that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, he couldn't help himself and took it. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Take, so I don't have knight d5, but I have knight to e6. I wonder if that is an idea. Maybe it is, maybe not. Knight a6 is also possible. Yeah, maybe let's use this opportunity and jump to f4. There's an opening question. Someone says they played the Nimzo for a while, but it's very dull. Yeah, the mate on g6. Yeah, that was a very nice game that I had on my channel today. Yes, I remember now. That was quite nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in the game, but it's good if you spot those resources. It's a good feeling. Even though it didn't happen, yeah, it was nice to see. Okay, so I've got the nice knight there on f4, but what is my actual idea in this here? My bishop on e7 is really not placed well. I would like to get it over to b6. That would be cute. Maybe here. Yeah, someone says the Nimzo was dull for him in his games. I don't think the Nimzo Indian is particularly dull. I think it depends a little bit how you actually play it. There are some lines in the Nimzo that are not very exciting, but there are also others that are. It's a very versatile opening. So before giving up on the Nimzo, I'd rather say, yeah, well, check the lines that you play. Is it really, yeah, do you, let's say, play the opening in a way that is active enough for you? Yeah, you can really choose the opening and tailor it a little bit to your liking. I'd say it's difficult to play, let's say, the Lasker variation of the Queen's Gambit in some kind of aggressive fashion. But the Nimzo, it's definitely possible. So I would not so easily give up on the opening. However, you mentioned that you intend to play King's Indian or Benoni. Yeah, this is, of course, these are good sharp openings, but they are entirely different. And you can combine them. You can combine Nimzo with the Benoni, for example. One thing is, in the Benoni or King's Indian, you will probably have to know more concrete lines. You cannot play so much based on general ideas as you can in the Nimzo sometimes. Yeah, I took with the rook here to get knight h3 in. This is an immediate threat now. I've got a nice active position. Yeah, my bishop has activated on b6, and I'm not quite sure what he's doing. The Grunfeld is black. Someone's mentioned that. Yeah, the Grunfeld. Well, there are the Avruk books, and well, he is an excellent theoretician. Okay, this guy allowed me to take on h3. I don't know if he had any big alternative to prevent it, but now this cannot be bad for me. I wonder if actually bishop f5 is good. Yeah, I guess. Trying to fight or trying to get to the f2 pawn. That looks very problematic. Bishop e2 or g2, I take e4. Why is the Queen's Gambit accepted? Not very popular. To be honest, I don't know. It's a pretty good opening. There is no particular reason why it isn't played. There are some lines, not many, but some lines that are a little bit on the dull side, but really just a couple. So I don't quite get it. Yeah, it's a pretty good opening. If he takes on b6 now, I take on b6 as well, and I have f2 hanging, so this should be fine. Rook e4, bishop c5 is excellent. There's a question how to learn an opening line without that's not covered in books. Yeah, what you can try is you can try to focus on some games by experts, how they played it, and try to copy them. Try to find out who's a big expert and just see how they do it. Okay, I have a nice position, but how am I winning? I have everything on f2. That's nice, but I'm not quite sure how I win. So bishop, rook, queen, they're almost ideally placed. I think I probably have to march my pawns up. So let's get this up. Another idea, which sounds kind of funny, but if you don't find a book on a particular line, you can try to write one yourself. Yeah, just look at the material and compile things, and you'll see that with the help of a computer you can get very far. Yeah, just checking what is popular and so on. I think I can go here, f3, I can sacrifice, and this bishop here should be over. He just has one check on b7, I think. And I'm threatening tons of stuff. Queen h1, king d1, there's queen f1 winning, so that's it. Yeah. And mate next move. Yeah, the check Benoni struck. That's nice. So, yeah, the Queen's Gambit accepted is, of course, it's okay. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. White might be very slightly better, but he is that in many lines a little bit. What variation do you recommend for white against the King's Indian? To be honest, against the King's Indian, it's more of a matter of it's more of a matter of choosing for white, to choose one line and play it well. It's not so much what line. Many lines contain some sort of poison, it's just a matter of choosing what you want. For example, if you play the classical, you have to be ready to get attacked on the king side. If you want to play in a more positional way, maybe the fianchetto system is for you. There's a huge choice. White has chances for an advantage against the King's Indian with almost any line, which is not mean that the opening is bad for black. It's just that black is risking quite a bit strategically, and you can try to exploit it in many ways. It's just something that you have to choose what to do, and just learn one thing really well to play it well. Okay, let's get this going. Petit Copri here from, this is, I think he's from Cyprus, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have any flag here. So, let's see, probably, nope. Yeah, we can transpose to a Nimzo, but I keep it in English, territory. Someone asked, is the London system good also for non-blitz? Yeah, the London system it's not the most aggressive and interesting opening, but it is definitely very solid. Of course, I mean, you can play it. It's a very healthy opening. The problem a little bit with the London system is it's strategically quite limited. So it is not leading to a huge variety of positions, or to very, it's not very interesting generally. It kind of is the same in many games, and it's not a great opening to expand your horizons, let's say in chess, learning of new let's say pawn structures or something. Yeah, it's more, it's more of a practical weapon, let's say. It's easy to play, you can develop easily, but it's not very exciting. It's often used by stronger players in blitz chess because you can usually dish out the first move so quickly, which is helpful. But it's not that they think they have an advantage. Yeah, it's just that they want to get a game going without having to risk anything. Yeah, bishop d5. I thought bishop c4 here, but I can actually maybe really take. Yeah, but okay, let's do that. Okay, so he went knight to f6. Oh, interesting. So okay, I can take on d6. Then rook c1 maybe. I get e5 now as a good square for my knight. But I had to prepare that knight d2 was annoying. Interesting position here. Maybe b5 is a move, but I don't know. It's okay. Someone for the Grunfeld recommends the book The Safest Grunfeld by Delchev and Agrest. Yeah, that's okay. It's less threatening. I mean, threatening is the wrong word, but if you take the books by Grandmaster Avruk, there are 2 books totaling over 1,000 pages on the Grunfeld. This is very difficult to learn. It's just so much material, so many pages. Okay, knight e5 runs into knight d2, so I shouldn't do that. Okay, let's go here. That's a good strategic move anyway. I just wonder about rook takes c4. I hope that's not leading into some kind of ugly pin. There's a question, how do I structure my lessons? It's not easy to say. It really depends a lot on the level of the player. The one asking is, like, it's 1850. Yeah, I would definitely look at your games and try to make some kind of profile, what you do well, what you don't do so well, and trying to structure the lessons according to that. It's also a matter of yeah, if you have a kind of sort of a short-term goal or some particular idea what you want to do in the lessons, because it's also a matter of what you feel, what you feel is useful. And I want to address things that, something that you feel are pressing. It's not just me choosing what is right, but also looking at things that the student feels is useful for him. What is this? He's attacking f2 there. Interesting. Huh. It's difficult to defend this. Rook f1. That looks very passive. And he might have knight e takes f2 with this knight ef2, rook f2. But is this working? I don't get it. Not sure about this. And knight d2 he can play. He can play knight d2. Ah, what a nice trick. Knight d2. Wow. Tja, that's it. Ah, I saw that too late. Saw that too late. Yeah, that's a cute trick. Tja, if I take a mated on h2, I really don't have any, I don't have a move there. Wow, that was cute. Okay, next game. Yeah, the Grandmaster repertoire books for 1800 players are simply too much. It's useless. I mean, they are too. I mean, the books are great in a technical sense, but it's not. You cannot simply. You cannot learn that many lines. It's the same. I cannot use those books really. I mean, and they are essentially written for my playing strength, and I have problems. It's just too much. So it's mostly for reference purposes. Yeah, you can look things up and stuff like that. Okay, I'm playing Zirafa. Who is that? Is there a name there? Let me check. Jure Skoberne. That's Skoberne. That's a Slovenian player, I think. There's a question. Is it easier for me to teach a 1400 or 2200 player? It's difficult to say, actually. It's difficult to say. I think it depends on the 2200 player a little bit. What exactly his strengths and weaknesses are. In some cases, it can be quite, it can be very hard work to find suitable exercises for a player of that strength. For the 1400 player, it's easier to find what to do, but it's sometimes not so easy to get into the mindset of a 1400 player. For the 2200, that's easier, but it has its pros and cons. I like to do both, really. There's a question, will Shines Vaihi reach 2,800 in the next 2 years? Yeah, I think he probably will be very disappointed with himself if he doesn't. If you get to that level, the level that he has, he's 15 years old, I think. You definitely want to set the goals around that level. But I cannot really tell you because, well, as I answered in earlier sessions, I never studied his games really. I mean, he's obviously very strong, but I cannot even tell you what kind of a player he is. Okay, we got a modern Benoni here against this guy, Mr. Skoberne, I don't know, Skoberne probably. I don't know, he gave up his light squared bishop, which I'm not sure if it was a good idea, and the light squares that he has are kind of weak. However, my bishop on h2 also makes a somewhat silly impression. All in all, a typically murky Benoni position. I want to play rook e1 here, getting on the e file. There's a question, what's my variant of this opening, but e4, f4? So you mean the Taimanov attack, e4, f4? I don't know. I don't know what the current evaluation is, but it's quite clear that many top GMs they don't go for that anymore. That pawns, 3 pawns attack, and quite often there is a reason why people avoid lines. So maybe the somewhat more restrained setups are more promising at the moment. I'm playing this knight f3 based setup mostly because I can get to this from various move orders, and I think one should have a knight f3 based system against the Benoni ready at least. Okay, what about rook e6? That looks like you want to play it, but rook e6 takes, queen takes. Yeah, that looks good. Let's put this in. Gains lots of tempi and activates everything. Okay. Surprising. Oh, he can f4 is hanging. I just blundered f4. That's not a good idea. My position was excellent before. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. Stupid. That was stupid. Okay, I can take f4 and take f5. Let's do that. That's really not what I had planned, but okay. It's still not bad for me because of the bishop pair, but it wasn't really what I wanted. So bishop to c3 would be great. Do I get it there? Bishop h4 is also a move. Bishop h4. Knight f6, rook a3 is pretty good, I think. Where is he going? To e4. Yeah, so I have g4, g5, maybe, or rook f3. That's not leading to that much. Maybe let's do that. Keeps his pieces a bit pinned. g4, h6. Oh, okay, it's not leading to... Can take rook g3, but it's not helping. Okay. Ah. 92. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, oops, not pre-moving that, please. What a shame. That was a good position, really. I really had a good position here. Yeah. After such a extensive dinner, yeah, playing chess is always tricky for me. I know that. I wonder what he's doing here. Can he just? He can just go to e8, right? Is there a huge problem with that? I don't see it. Oh, he's jumping. He's going there. Don't quite understand the point, but. He has trapped his own knight, but okay, it's still winning. But I don't really get it. King g6, bishop f5. He trapped his own knight. He could have gone to e8. Of course, he's still winning, but it's kind of strange. So yeah, takes a5 here. Not much I can do. Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay, I need a new game here. That bit too murky, this position. It was really great, yeah, before I blundered all that stuff. Around here, black is just in bad shape. He's just having weaknesses on e6, f5 and so on. That's a bad position for black. But I really played it badly. Really badly. For example, what happened here? Rook here. Yeah, I should probably go bishop f2 first, cover d4 and then continue. But okay, we don't do heavy analysis here. So what we are my way. Okay, let's do what can I play against him that I didn't try? My way from Norway. Yeah. We played many scotches. I want to do something else here. Let's go for a modern defense. Wow, g4. Okie dokie. Just lashes out with g4. Okay, if he goes g4, I go b5. And rook a7. That's probably too much. Okay, maybe c6 here. I don't know. e5 is a very early aggression. Oh, what the heck. So I'm going to attack his pawns there. Wow, what a position. So he takes it. Okay. I always think it's cool if you have a position after 8 moves that in the whole history of chess probably never has occurred. Why not Latvian? That's a good idea. Yeah, I think I should go for that, right? Yeah, I forgot about it actually. He would be a good candidate to play the Latvian against because he's a very sharp player anyway. And if I play the Latvian, it's probably like it's probably like waving a red flag in front of a bull. Okay, let's go back there. He's out for h5. Wow. Okay, I have to somehow patch the center and now develop. I think that's not too bad. If he takes g6, bishop g6 is kind of okay. I hope. What a strange position. Yeah, he's taking his time, but that's kind of normal. He's not a very fast player, so considering his options. So, yeah, okay, let's go here. My king, yeah. Every time I play the modern defense, I feel, what did I do to my king? What has he done to deserve this? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will play the Latvian. I just forgot about it. I will play it once. Hi to the Internet Chess Club account. At least I'm ahead on the clock in this position. That's the only real good news here. I'm trying to castle long and maybe knight b6 to c4. It also is useful. He's a really dangerous player. I mean, I'm down 2 points here. My score is not great. I've got 10.5 out of 23 against him, so I'm warned. Let's see. Yeah, Alessandro, I know. Okay, I went to b6. I'm not sure about this with hindsight, if it was a good idea. Okay, let's get the king out of there. Cannot stay there all the time. And he played king f2 in response. Cool. So what am I going to go here? I haven't played c5 here ever. That's not good. A queen over here. Wonder if queen... he might sacrifice on b5. Huh. I really don't know what to do here. I don't like my position at all. Looks very shaky. And he might be able to take on b5, but... Huh. Knight to f5 is my idea. He can take on b5. I simply don't do anything about it. Okay, maybe like c takes, knight takes, a, b. It doesn't look good. It does not look good. I can play rook a6 as well. Wow, okay, so let's get... Need to get my concentration level up here. Don't want to lose every game. So knight f5. Knight f5 maybe, yeah, for entering on g3. Yeah, that's okay, you can do that. You're not threatening much now. What about bishop f5? Bishop h5 here. Bishop h5 for queen g3. Okay, let's do that. Rook g3, there's bishop f3. Rook g8, bishop e2. That's an extra piece if I'm not completely wrong. So rook h2 now, and king somewhere, king e1. And then where? Queen c8 maybe. Yeah, let's do that first. And now queen c8 or anything else. Knight takes e3 even is interesting. Knight takes e3. How is he defending that? Knight e3, rook g8, rook g8, threatening queen rook g1 mate. Queen takes rook a to g2 for rook h1 mate. Takes. I can actually go back with the king. Okay. That threatens queen c2 and the knight hangs. It was a much easier move, but I thought knight takes e3. I'll take it. For rook takes a1 mate. So let's take here. The good news is that this is a relatively safe position. My king is quite safe. Yep, but I can really take it. Let's see, how am I mating him here for rook here probably. Should be too much. f5, don't tell me I have no checkmate here. That's probably enough. And now I think I just take it. Yep. Oh, it's still a bit annoying. Okay. So let's go to, let's play it actively and not trying to hunker down for queen b2 here. Yeah, but I can take, right? You can get a new queen, but this is not going to end well. Where is the mate? There must be a mate somewhere. Okay, he lost some time, but okay, that's 3 pawns and I'm going to mate him somehow. Okay, someone says the volume is quite low. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I never changed any setup here, so it should be okay. Really should be okay, the volume. Maybe try to turn up the Twitch volume. Okay, so I have to check some questions. What do I think about the semi-Slav? Yeah, what's one of the total main lines and obviously very good opening. So go ahead with it if you like it. It's a good opening with black. Semi-Slav. So we got the King's Indian maybe, or modern defense. Yeah, a modern defense actually. Yeah, this line is sometimes played, but it is not particularly great. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, I can also take now. I wonder. Yeah, let's take. That's an easy, relatively easy way to play it. And now bishop h5 check. He has to move his king and f4. So black has some coordination issues now. Let's see what happens. His king had to move. And yes, he can play king f7, but it's still kind of uncoordinated. So white has various ideas. I can try to play with this. And I think I'm going to go for that. Or I can play for g4, but c5 is quick. If I get it in quickly, let's do that. I don't know. Does he really play on the g file here? He maybe will. Yeah, let's have a look at b7. Yeah, the blue shirt causes your eyes to bleed. Okay, so I'm attacking b7 here, and let's see what he will do. I don't know. I also have taken on d6 and attack that pawn. Like here, queen to b4 or something. Let's take. I don't want to spend a long time on that here. I have played this guy before, and usually the biggest problem was some time issue, not the position. I usually get good positions, but then screw it up on time issues. So I'm trying to play quick. Queen e8. Now I don't think I want to trade queens here necessarily. Let's do this. I might have queen g6. I see. That could be an idea. So queen a7, knight d5. Yes, I see. Okay, that's a good move actually. Yeah, I don't want him to take on d5. Really, I don't have a good square for my bishop. Yep, so I'm going back. At least he had to weaken c6 in the process. Yeah, so he's going on to g2. Yeah, maybe here. I mean, g3, he's got h5 coming. Yeah, it's not so clear, this position. I don't know. I got rook c6 and rook c7 and so on, but he can maybe attack my pawn there on d5. Here we go. Yeah. Bishop g4, there's knight g4. Bishop c4, I mean, there's knight g4. Yeah, rook d1 is like most passive move ever. But bishop c4, knight g4 also looks kind of wrong. Go rook c6, he plays rook d8 simply. Yeah, passive, but I want to regroup here. Maybe that's a lemon kind of move, but I was thinking of regrouping. And now I wanted to put the bishop on c6. Maybe that's completely wrong. Yeah, it feels a bit wrong. Nah, I played that badly. That's just not good chess. My pieces are wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Knight to g3 is not what I expected. But anyway, it just misplaces the knight. But okay. As I said, I hardly ever understand any of his moves, and quite often I'm losing. So let's see what happens here. Just get an attack on the queen side here. His knight blocks the g-file. I don't know. Yeah, someone said they watched my coverage from yesterday's. Yeah, thanks for it. Was a good fun coverage of that ICC Open. Ole Gas is not playing at that time of day. He just it's not his time. So it's very unlikely that we ever get to see a game on the live stream that I have against him, my nemesis. Yes, Olegas is that shuffle and play the clock guy. Exactly that. Okay, so let's see. He's probably going to get rook g7 in, and I'm going to cover here, and then we'll see if he finds some checkmate or not. Yeah, I have b4, b5, b6, and promotion, so he has to checkmate me. Someone has a problem, yeah, exactly, with the stream. You should really just try to refresh the whole thing and hope it gets better. It's really not much that I can do. So b5, he might take on e3. I am not sure if I see how I'm losing this. I don't see it at the moment. Or queen b6. Is there something? No, not really. Also threatens queen d8. So a7. I don't see it really. I think I'm just covering everything. Yeah, it feels unlikely that something's going to happen now, as he had to give the whole rook there. Queen here for queen e6 or queen f5 if possible. Okay, if I take here, let's switch just for a moment. Take f5. Is there something? I don't see it. I simply don't see it. Okay. For what exactly? Queen g3. Out for queen g3. Let's start with that check here. They always have rook e2. Okay. Yeah, so he resigned. Yeah, I managed to fight that off. Whew. Okay, so what do we have? Can't you have a special distance where Olegas is on? No, not going to ask him. I'm not going to ask him. Yeah, you know, it's quite funny. I recently checked. I mean, I got dislikes on my videos on the channel. Everybody does that, right? But I did a statistic where my dislikes are coming from, and the second, the country with the second most dislikes I get is actually Latvia, where Olegas is from. So I really suspect he's disliking my videos. So I think it's kind of funny, or maybe some countryman of him, but it's really a statistical total weirdness, because I only get dislikes from Latvia. It's really cool. Okay, so I got an old Indian here against Skacho. And let's see. Okay, okay, knight c5. It's kind of a bit annoying. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have played d5. Queen c2 is wrong. Nah, it's not wrong, but it's not what I wanted to do. Nah, it's okay. h3, bishop e3. Yeah, maybe he really has multiple YouTube dislikes, accounts to dislike me. I don't know. Okay. There's some questions here. It's sometimes a bit tricky to get to read all the questions. Simply kind of, it's not very yeah, it's not easily readable, that chat window. Okay, what do we get? He's playing here for f5. Yeah, very aggressive way to play here. Huh, is he going for f4? Maybe he is. Okay, I'm going to take it and go for b4. e4 knight d4, e4 knight d4 should be okay. And f4, I think I can, I thought I can take c5, but I'm not sure about it. Maybe. If I take c5, knight c5, he has bishop f5. Out for b4. That's a question. How do I how I replace my passive Chigorin line? Yeah, I haven't replaced it yet, really. No time. So what now? E4 and F4, both coming. Let's see. I'm not sure yet about F4. That is so dangerous. Maybe it is. Yeah, I can always play the Breyer, right? I mean, it's an opening line that if the opponent is not exactly a super expert in the Rui, you can play the Breyer, even with very general knowledge. Yeah, I wonder what he's doing now here. Is he going for E4? Is he going for F4? Is he playing a prep move? He's simply not playing. Okay, so here I really have to go to H2. Not much else to do. And if he goes F4, I have to go to C1, and then he can go F3. Yeah, but I don't know. This might be a bit much. Yeah, I have looked at the Zaitsev, and I'm not sure about this line. It's certainly not bad. It's just not clear to me if it suits my style. Okay, he takes there. Yeah, the Zaitsev can get very sharp at times, and it's in some cases Black's king gets under fire quite a bit, which is always something that I try to avoid. Okay, I'm taking here. If he takes with the bishop, I think, okay, interesting. I thought bishop f4 now is quite good. Yeah, it's a good position now. I have bishop d3 coming, and I can attack the f5 pawn. That seems quite good for white. I thought he would take with the d pawn. Yeah, how do I define my style? Yeah, I know that I need a safe king, and I don't get that in the Zaitsev quite often. So this is why I'm objecting a little bit to that idea. But it's not a bad opening, of course, Zaitsev. Zaitsev variation in the Spanish. Okay, I wonder, what is this? I can take and go knight e4 if everything else fails, so let's do that. Attacking c5 and everything. Where is he going? I get to a nice square there, to g5 for example. Maybe he can go queen b6. It's not the end of the world. Okay, I played this. Oh, here I can take c5, huh? e4, I'm sacking the piece. That's too much. I think this is too much on Black's position. I've got a ton of pawns, and he's got rook a8, knight c7, and everything. That cannot be right. So I can take here for the next pawn. And now, what now? Here, yeah, for rook f7, I guess. Yeah. That's too much. It was really too much. His pieces are in the corner. Rook a6. Ah, maybe he can go rook a6. I forgot about that move. Nah, he has rook a6 here. Not good. Okay, let's go here. Threatening rook h7, bishop f7, and so on. Yeah, maybe it was a bit. I played this a bit quickly, all that maybe, but I simply cannot believe he holds this. It's kind of uncoordinated. Yep. Yeah, he resigned. I can take h3 now. That looked pretty decent. Okay, so next game going. Isn't the Zaitsev a theoretical nightmare? I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay. I have that book by Johansson that you managed. No, I'm not afraid that people have the stream running in the background. It's just for fun anyway. I mean, I have had sessions where I lost all of the games, and it's you should just be cool about it. It's just blitz chess. What can you do? Okay, I didn't get the Latvian in. The stream is delayed about 20 seconds. The Twitch delay. Yeah, I requested a new game, but I didn't get it. Yeah, maybe I can get the Latvian in. I get it in. This guy's going e4. Wolverine. Here we go. Here it is, the Latvian gambit. Let's see what he's doing against it. And one thing is, okay, he takes it. That's not very common. But don't ask me why. Okay, so I push this. And now see what happens. So d6. It's not that bad, actually. That could have been worse. It feels like a relatively normal position now. Okay, I know his guy. This is why he's playing every move instantly without any kind of consideration. Every game. So why do that here? Bishop f7. Maybe I have to probably cover d5. Yeah, capturing on d5 is just wrong, but okay. Gives me the c6 square. So let's see. Immediately or not, knight c6. I mean, I'm attacking d4. Yeah, okay. Let's do that first and then go knight c6. Just attacking d4 now. Wow. Okay. I take the big center pawn. If you insist, I take it. And he basically insisted, so. Where do you go with that knight, buddy? So this is the Latvian gambit, right? Black gets an extra pawn in the center, 2 center pawns rolling. What a position, unbelievable. Yeah, he was very, very helpful, of course. Very helpful to my cause. So let's see, how do I actually convert that? D3, knight g4, many possible moves. Yeah. I don't know. Many good moves. You're spoiled for choice here. Yeah? It's so nice. For bishop e3. So just bishop here, yeah, keeping the d3 pawn, and then maybe knight g4. Yeah, he prevented that. So okay, nah, I should have maybe prevented this bishop c3 stuff. It could have been, I could have had an easier life here, I guess. But okay, the d3 pawn is just very strong. Just double on the e file is good. I cannot play the Latvian against Mr. Olegas because he plays knight f3, one knight f3 every move, and he's not going for 1e4. I've tried many things against him. I tried the king's gambit as white and failed miserably, because he has some very dry and pretty good lines against it. He's a good theoretical player. So, rook e2. What is the point here? Rook e2. Let's do that. Rook g3 I take, of course. His back rank is quite weak, and if he has to remove the queen, I'm going to go d2. Yeah, now he lets the clock run down. That's his MO. He plays the first 10 moves in 8 seconds, then blunders something, and then at the end he lets the clock run down. I know that already. Okay, so let's wait what happens. Your Games reviewed. Wow, the Your Games reviewed series. What about this? Yes. I'm actually releasing a video there tomorrow, probably tomorrow or on Wednesday. I disconnected and forfeits. Okay, yeah, that's also happening sometimes. Okay, next game. Yeah, I have a history with that guy. Okay, and let's see what happens in the next game. Oh, it's already 11 my time. I really don't pay attention much to the clock. 1 hour is already passed, but okay, I will release it like in a couple of hours, let's say, or the day after that. The days are maybe confusing. Tuesday the 2nd of June or Wednesday the 3rd probably. So what happens? Do I get yet another game? I think it's okay. Yeah, overall I kept my rating in that session. Let's have a brief check there. I lost two games early on, but gained a couple of wins after that. That's cool. You can send games in, yes, but I have such a huge backlog there. Why don't I get a game going? I've tried, but somehow I don't get a pairing. Yeah, there's actually some action there on the 5-minute pool, but there's Moskalenko playing and some good players on, but I don't get paired. Penguin. Okay, I'm going e4 in the hope for some kind of funky opening. Here we go. b3 against the French. Yeah, this is a strange line. I know people played that against me when I was black, and I always thought, wow, that must be complete rubbish. But now I tried it a bit, and I don't know, it leads to very strange positions that are, in fact, sometimes difficult for black to handle. So let's see what we get in this game. It's not that I believe much in that, but it's it leads to something else. Let's put it like that. It's very different from usual French positions. Huh, he takes a long while here. a6. Oh. Okay, let's try to attack the center here. Okay, he closes it down. Interesting. Yo. Maybe I can provoke the knight to b6, so that he cannot easily play b5. Okay, he does not want that, it seems. But queen e7 is also not the most natural move ever. So I don't mind that much. Knight b4 is a move that can be irritating. I think I should have maybe played bishop e2 to discourage h6. Let's do that now here. And put the bishop on the long diagonal. That cannot be so bad. What a weird position, yeah? What a weird position. Let's go here. So after h6, knight h4, I have g5 prevented. Yep, so let's go here. It's, yeah, that's a bit different from my usual chess, but it's quite interesting. And I don't have a bad position here. I really don't think. Queen a8 is kind of a direct threat. So a3, and can I play b4 or is that too much? I don't know. a3. Yeah, maybe. I want to develop my knight there sometimes. He cannot take h4, right? He can maybe. I think he could have taken the pawn, but not anymore. So now I have knight g5, but he could have taken one move earlier, I think. Okay, so what is he going for? Knight b4, or I don't know. Queen is protected, so he doesn't have any great tactic. If he takes, so his king side is going to be very weak. So let's break that open there. Doesn't look good for black. He has very little counterplay, and I just play on the king side. Yep, someone mentioned my bishop on b2 is kind of strange. That's true, but everything else is great, yeah, you know? The king side is great. Oh, wow, what a move. Okay, I take there his knight e5. So I have to start with that one. So that f5 is hanging with check. Take it with check. That looks really, really wrong for black. Rook f8. Maybe he's coming with rook f8. Huh. But still, if I go g6, isn't that just going to be great? Rook f8. Rook f8. There's even g7. Huh. And I have queen e4. That's also stopping any kind of counterplay. Yeah, just a great position for white. Okay, if I check on a8, he has the knight retreat. Just not great or anything, but still, maybe I can go here. That's actually okay. I can still check you here. If I check on a8, he's got king to d7. Okay, let's give that check. Yeah, my not playing a bishop there is kind of is a concern. I wonder if I should just go. Let's go g7. Come on. Don't want to take even more time. Knight f4 to e6 would be good. I wanted to push the pawn first and limit him. He really has a hard time to move any of his pieces there. cannot do much. Yeah, there were some people here requesting some openings. What I want to say is I had this this opening challenge, yeah, and this is coming up in June, where we'll play openings different from what I usually do. And I have continued this with different themed weeks that will come up in June and July. I have done some things like the Fianchetto week, yeah, where I play G3 or G6 every game. I have played a week with, what was it? I have got one offbeat week where I was really playing totally offbeat openings. It was much fun. Some openings that I never played before in my life. I have played, what else did I do? Yeah, this is it mostly. The offbeat week was the coolest. So yeah, look forward to that. Going to be released in June and July. So the final thing is I need to get, let's take that. Need to get my bishop into the game. Actually, Queen H7 would have been better, I guess. Right, okay, it's not a big deal. So knight up. Let's use all pieces. Is he threatening anything? I don't see it. Rook F7 maybe. He's got the check here on H2. That's true. So maybe just this. For H6. I tried to play the Ponciani, I didn't get it. I simply didn't get it. I mean, people didn't play E5. What happens now? Oh, he's attacking H6. Oh no, I don't give you that one. Here, yeah, attacking F4. I blundered that, but I have Rook F7, so it's not really a cause for concern. I'm just mating him here. Yeah, and he resigned. Yes, he resigned. Yeah, it's sometimes a bit tricky because I don't have the resign sound. Okay, so I think it was a good session today. I played quite well, considering that I feel like a stuffed turkey after that dinner. Okay, cool. I hope you enjoyed that, and I managed to answer a couple of questions there. Yeah, I'll be back on next Monday, and next Monday might be the final one for a couple of for 2 or 3 weeks, because I'll be off on vacation. But make sure to tune in next Monday, same time, 10 in the evening, Central European time, or 4 in the afternoon, US East Coast. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.